so there, let's hop back, and now we should have the right password. So we have a new job to do. So first the screenshot, draw line, and it couldn't copy. I'm actually going to restart. Let's restart share. It's there, and it started, and let's hope I can paste the right thing now. So I just got the password last time, so it seems to work for a number of times, then it's like bugging out. So right, let's close a few ones here. We need to copy the code, and let's PHP. Right, so new code, fun things. So we have a private log file, init message and exit message. So this is what it looks like if you just view source for it. It's kind of, I haven't done this in a long time now. It's kind of nice to see how it looks like this, right? So we can compare it like automatically with your you know. By the way, let's actually do we have to test it, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, draw. Oh, that was kind of tiny. So 1, 1, 300, 300. So when the draw something there. Yeah. So we've seen it in action. That's also good. And let's put it up in bar at once. So let's go and get the last one with actual values in it. And we have a cookie. A drawing cookie. Okay, let's go back here, cause let's do now. Well, let's do 1, 1, 200, 100. Draw. Yeah, I thought so. It drew on the same one. So the first line is also here, kind of doubled over there, the shiny bit. So we can see it's much redder. Okay, so now we know how it works, and now we much easier can understand how it's actually, if we see the output, the code is easy to read. Yeah, and this drawing here will just get longer and longer and longer. XY X0 NTP0 JA7YT. Yeah, so let's actually also grab that first one. And this is the first one with only one cookie. So this one with 2, and then we have this one with 3. And we can then compare them. So the primary first one here. First will only... Well, we didn't have the other cookie yet then. Then we got this one. So before this one was sent, we didn't have a second cookie. And then with this one, and then this one, we got them. So this is just one set of values. And this is the second set of values. So now, let's look at it. Right? 3D. I'm just curious what character this is. Yeah, it's equals. So, I was already thinking, we know what this is, right? We have base 64 something. So let's see how it does it. And what we're supposed to do, we could guess, of course. So, sorry, this is ugly as hell. Class logger. So, log file, init message, exit message. And I should eat the food while it is still warm. So I microwaved it for 1.5 minutes, and it kind of might have been enough for 1 minute. Warm. Construct, I'm assuming constructor for the class. File. Initialize variables. This init msg. Okay, so this is its own variable. Session started. And exit messages, session end. Log file. Okay, tmp natas file log. So we will see later how it is created. Write initial message. Open log file. Write init message. Destruct writes exit message. And log writes message. So it mostly has this bit. So that was logger does. Logger log. And then we have show image. Image. It's an actual image. So I didn't look close enough. We didn't look at this, did we? Only when it was new. No image. Yeah, so it only gets an image here. We can see IMG natas. So if I click this, what happens? It just opens it. It's a PNG image. Okay. Oops. I'm very interested in what we will do. So, show image file name. If file exists, echo. It adds it to the page. Draw image. So this is the cool bit, right? Image, create true color. Draw from user data. Image PNG. Image destroy in IMG. So this is cool stuff. So let's just look here before we look at the details. So session start, it is using sessions. Then if array exists, drawing cookie in cookie, or we have sent it data, all of the values, img file, session ID. Yeah, so it just sets the img file. Then it draws image and show image and store data. So draw image is first, then show image, and then store data. So draw image first, then let's look at draw image. It's the one we looked at. So this function isn't in here, right? It has a kind of funny name. Well, very, very funny name. I wouldn't expect this to be an official thing compared to the other names. We have underscores and stuff here, you know. Though these are just these are just words together with no underscores or anything. So I guess it's just a normal PHP mess, right? I guess they are regretting the naming standard when they have 4 words in the function name. So create a new true color image. Returns an image object representing a black image of a specified size, width and height. And these, we haven't even looked at the values, right? So this is the size, 400, 300. And then draw from user data is this function here. And then it saves, I'm assuming, image PNG must save, I guess. Outputs are save a PNG image from a given image. Right? Okay, path or open stream resource. So that's why it's or. And since we give it the file name, it will save the file. And it will close it automatically, as it said. Image, destroy image. So, I'm assuming this will nuke the poor object. Destroy it. Freed and memory associated with. Okay, prior to 8. This function has no effect. Prior to, this function was used to close the resource. So it's no longer necessary. It will be done automatically in 8 then. Which is kind of logical, right? So draw data, draw from user data, and also here we can see. I'm thinking this is how we can see one way to see our own functions, right? Well, if they're not one word. So, if they all exist, color equals image color allocate img. So let's look up this one too. We have a lot of PHP manual stuff up. Let's actually close a few of them so we don't kill the poor computer. We can close that one too. File access, open there, read there, close there, session ID, and include, right? So allocate a color for an image. And this is the interesting bit. So it needs to be set the image to. And then we have RGB. And it returns an int or false. Return a color identifier representing the color composed of the given RGB components. But why does it need the image? Must be called to create each color. Yeah, well, I'm not amazed that images are complicated in PHP, right? I'm more amazed that it exists at all. So we have RGB, and we saw it's kind of red. Lots of red here. So image line. Well, kind of obvious what it did, right? And I'm assuming the color is in here too. Image, coordinates, and color. So let's just look it up just because. Well, let's actually see if we can just put it in here, right? So we don't have to do it all. And we save like one click maybe. We're saving poor browsers or my computer's memory. Draw a line. Draw the line. Well, yeah, I wouldn't have expected any information there. So, if drawing cookie exists, we need to draw these two. And I'm expecting a loop, yeah. So drawing unserialize. Base64 decode. So this is when we want to use PHP, and I just closed the poor thing down. So history, Was it so long ago already? I just closed it. So this is really not efficient. Whatever. Whatevs. So, recently closed tabs. Yeah, there it is. So let's change this one to be like, we're in 26. .php and doesn't exist yet. So let's make it 26. 26 dot php, and let's just, oh look, it kind of did stuff by itself. That's so annoying. What I was going to do is just to on base64 this with its own function, right? Base 64 decode, and we need a semicolon at the end. So what did that hop up for? Okay. It should be omitted for files containing only PHP. So what if we make a new line there? Then it's happy. And look, it really wants to help there. That's funny. Okay, nothing. We need to echo it. I didn't echo. Echo. So this is the data. Huh, why did it put there? Anyway. Alright. Like they're automatically decoded by when it reads in a cookie, right? So let's replace these with equals, because that's the actual base64, right? So now we don't get the mess at the end. So this is what is the data. A1, A4, S1, yeah, so we can see well, the naming is not like nice, but we can see our values here. So array 2, string 2, no, S1, S2, S1, S2, S1, S2, S1, I0, A4. I'm intrigued here. Let's anyway, you can make an array for this kind of data apparently, right? So that's what it does here. It base64 decodes the cookie, and then it unserializes it. So if we do the same, we will also get an array that we can't print. if we don't use print R. So let's use print R. I remember the name, right? So cute. I did want to suggest things. No, after. And since it is more easy to read this way, I think, instead of making a variable equal them. So let's look at this now. So now it's converted to an array. And we see the data is a bit differently formatted, but not very much. So this is this bit here. And then it has the other one. So the rest is really like a mess. No, it's actually here. It's all of it there. We didn't make any new lines. So, I don't like the dots, but let's, of course, right? So, and the thing of adding two of everything like that, that's what I learned from my first programming teacher when I was, well, 7th grade was the first class. Yes, I think print can also do this. If it can't, we will notice. Yeah? So now we have them as they are exactly the same. So that's the format that it prints it to when it uses print R. It kind of like converts it back. That's what print R does then. But of course outputting it to... yeah. Interesting. So if I instead... like we didn't actually finish what I was going to do. We haven't done anything with it yet. So I copied something else. What I was going to do was actually unserialize it, and I forgot to. So I'm so sorry. We didn't do anything, so of course it looks the same. And I had a few too quick and definitely not correct things then. Yeah, because now it says we're there. This, now we can't do this. Right, so let's cut that and let's just update, and now we get it as an array. So this is I forgot to do it. This is more readable, right? So 0 array 1 2 3 4, and then we have array 1 2 3 4 things. This is more readable, and this is kind of unreadable for a human, right? So we have x1 here, and then the value is 1. So s2, s1, s2, s1. S2 is always the key, and s1 the value then, which is very odd. And then it calls this I and E4, and well, it's good to have seen how this looks, right? And it's helpful to know what's actually in. We could also change this now if we wanted to, you know, since we have it as an array. Oh boy. So we broke down this bit, what we're actually doing, and then in this, for all of the arrays, they check that them all exist, and if they do, image color allocate an image again. So this line is totally odd. But it's not okay, so this is for here. Why didn't they just put it in the function? Well, okay. Okay, so they're doing it here, and they're doing it in the loop with the same color. So, image line. So the person who did this, yeah, they said it was ugly. Okay, okay, it's ugly. They just had it. We're in a hurry. They know it's ugly. Well, let's just draw all the lines that were already there. From user data, both the current and the old data. Then store data. I'm assuming that we will add to the array in here. So it's in the next image. So if array exists, 1, 2, 3, 4, new object, get. So it gets the value of this one and puts it into new object as an array, which is a very funny name for an array. Well, the new object's positions. And if there already exists an array, we unserialize it, make it an array. I mean, if the if the drawing cookie exists, we unserialize it into drawing, and otherwise we create a new array to put stuff into. And this is a new one to me. We added an object to this one. I'm assuming, right? So the drawing with empty parentheses. So this would be like add something to this array. That's cool. Add this object to this array of objects. No, that's not what it does, because new object is an array from here. Yeah, it is what it does. Drawing is added here, so I shouldn't eat and pause in odd places. There. And then we're saving it back to the cookie. Set cookie. Drawing. So you can do set cookie with the different ones. So you just set the cookie name and this. So it's too obvious for me to check it up, or is it? Let's see. Can we set several cookies with it? So you see how new I am to, well, new, fake new, I don't know. So name value, and then we have options here. Expires. or options.
Set cookie defines a cookie to be sent along with the rest of the HTTP headers. Like other headers, cookies must be sent before any output from your script. This is a protocol restriction. This requires that you place calls to this function prior to any output, including HTML and head tags as well as any witty space. Once the cookies have been set, they can be accessed on the next page load with the $_cookie array. Cookie values may also exist in $_request. The time the cookie expires. This is a Unix timestamp, so is in number of seconds since the epoch. One way to set this is by adding the number of seconds before the cookie should expire to the result of calling time. For instance, time plus 60 60 24 *30 will set the cookie to expire in 30 days. Another option is to use the time function. If set to 0 or omitted, the cookie will expire at the end of the session when the browser closes.
So I'm a bit hungry still, and I'll have a little bit of pie. So I thought instead of me trying to read while eating, I'll just TTS a tiny bit there. Reading a lot while eating. I don't think it's nice when food just go everywhere, right? Yeah, so I think we've read all the code. What I haven't got yet is an idea on how to get a file or some other kind of way to find the password. At least we don't have any censored password in the code, and that kinda means we need to read the data, right? So let's check all the variables. We have the cookie, which kind of sounds like something, right? We have these x12, y12. And they are sent into this new object. Let's go through it from the top. Right. We have a log file. Again. So the last log file, we know what we did. This one just says session started, session ended. And the log file name. Let's see what file is. It's the constructor of the logger. So where is actually the logger used? Did I see it anywhere? Is this some kind of automatic thing that I don't know about? So let's where on earth do we have log, right? So we have logger, log file, we have log file, log, and we have log file, log function, log file name. And then we're out of there and there's nothing more. So class logger. Does class logger mean something special in PHP? Logger log. Let's copy. So I'm using one hand for since I'm eating. Simple logger classes. Yeah, so I feel that I'm a bit, I don't know enough PHP here. It's so many other pages open, I must close a few. So let's see here. So let's do ChatGPT. Does class logger have a special meaning in PHP?
In summary, while logger is not a special class in PHP itself, it is a widely used and understood term for classes that perform logging operations. The specific implementation and functionality will depend on the library or custom code you are using.
Yeah, so it's starting to get dark outside too, and it's 21, so I'm kind of thinking, how long should we continue? But I'm kind of curious, because this is the oddest one. You know, drawing lines on an image. The image is saved. So are we supposed to look for like some kind of vulnerabilities in these functions? Let's see, not set cookie, but like the image ones, like image PNG. Sounding a bit odd, but like far-fetched, but so this function log here, and just generally the existence of this logger one, it's not called anywhere. which is funny. So we have draw image, show image, and store data with the image file here. So first of all, we have looked at the file, right? Let's assume, or let's see. I'm assuming it will be deleted after a bit, right? So is this file still existing? Yeah. So not that short a time anyway. No, we're still in view source mode. Oh my. Okay. img index php. Okay. Shell. So someone put this file there, right? Did they? Didn't they? So we have a shell here, but is it intended to be there? It might be, because one of the things in another one was just to find a directory, and it had another file with a password in it. So they've kind of been training me to look for these things, right? So what if we just cat the next password here, and then we just wait for tomorrow and see if the file is still there. So I'm just looking for what on earth are the file names again. Go into the last one's notes. File name. It was etc something. Here. So, and we're actually looking for 27 now. So we have 27's password. Yeah, I can't see really how else we would do this. Stumbling around, trying to find things and actually finding something. I don't see any way we could create our own file there, right? So let's go back to this one. I've learned a lot of PHP from this one so far, so it's not like it wasn't anything. So after reading the code, I didn't see any obvious things to do, so I looked at the image again, and then at the image directory. Apparently, well, I'm trying to just make a new line here. Apparently, there is a index.php file here, giving me an error since we didn't give it a shell variable. Is this something that's supposed to be here? Are we supposed to be able to make our own file here? I don't think I'd have called it index.php in that case. The intended way. We did get the password by doing this seems too easy. Well, oh right, now I know what it does with shift enter. It adds a line down. Right. So sometimes I do shift enter just by habit, not to like press enter in some places, you know. I did now, apparently. So this is a lot of code for us just to find the SRC here. And we didn't even need to look at the code at all. We just needed to make a file, so this appeared. But I think it was like the second or third or something here. Yeah, it was the second one. We were just supposed to find this file, so it took me forever to find it. Because I was looking for something else. But it was just looking in the files directory and there was another file here. So it's not like it's not... I mean, it could be that. Just seems... What do you think, people? Do you think this is the intended way of getting the password? Or did we cheat? Let's make a new one anyway. So I don't think... I mean, if I were to... I might have called it webshell.php, you know, or something. I don't think I would have called it, or my name PHP or whatever, you know, since this is a on the internet thing. So I wouldn't have called it index.php. So that's why I'm thinking it might be the way. But just stumbling on it like this. I have not even tried putting any other values in there. Or anything. And we could put any values even in here, right? So we can do hello. This is a test. Image line expects parameter 2 to be an int. String given in on line 66. So it was kind of expecting us to we were supposed to read other files, right? So let's look at that. The logger thingy, right? So let's look at this thing. We don't know what it's called though. That's annoying. So TMP. Well, we could just crazily enough just LSLA it. We could just do this directory too. Oh. Yeah, we'd probably need to. Oh, I just did my normal mistyping. ls plus la. And we didn't want to do the file, we wanted to do the directory. And if we look at this like this, we can get the full listing. So there are 34 ones in here. Right. This one is root. And there's also RW. It's different. Oh well. So they've been smart here, you know. Now we're natas26 here, so we can read these 27 and 26. Smart. Right? So we can't read anything else. So they've been kind of smart here. 33. All of them are the same length. 32 characters. And except for this one, which was natas0 to get started. So this list, I think we saw it like never really, right? But we saw a similar one with a bandit. So let's copy it. So right. Let's miss copy not working as it's supposed to. There. Oh, what was I thinking? Right, let's check out the log file, right? Right, we never know what possibly could be the file name here, but if we do the same as the last time, we could assume, right, that it is actually, let's do cat here again. So last time it was the session here, right? This is the right one, right? No such file or directory, but we could just LSLA the darn directory. So ls, okay, I'll space and then I will plus it afterwards, right? So tmp natas star log. Now let's just do the tmp then. Nothing. So there's nothing logged because this is never done. Which is, it's never run, as it's looked like it's never run, right? So it's not run from this code. I was just thinking that maybe we didn't see everything, you know? So why put a class in here and have a lot of code that we read only for this? I'm a bit like confused by why. Is it trying to mislead us on purpose? We also have the cool functionality with making a PNG that I learned from this now, so it's nice. We learned how we can draw our own PNG image in PHP, which is nice. Good knowledge. I also tried the unserialized and base64 decode functionality here in PHP, and we made our own test PHP file doing this. Then we're just supposed to find the where is it? Well, the IMG directory. Right. So file name is show image. Here. Well, I need a quick bathroom break. Then I guess we'll continue with the next one. If no one has... Does anyone have any suggestions on how to actually use this functionality that we have? I don't think it might not be possible. That's why I looked in this directory. But if I didn't look there, you know, we would have been stuck. So there. Let's assume that this was the intended way, I guess, since, you know, we also have a very easy way to look at any file now. Well, as the natas26 user, that is. So let's go to 27. So I do have quite a few tabs. Well, let's replace this one then. 7.